Good day. I'm Sandy, author of Being Fit Mindfully, and I'd like to take you through a stretch and relax workout. It's the next best thing to a massage. You will need a towel if you're in your home, or a carpet. If you're outdoors, you may want a mat, and you'll need a strap, or you could use a bathrobe tie, which is what I'm going to use. You don't have to have your shoes on, and it can feel better without them. So I'm going to take my shoes off. You'll come down to your mat. You're going to lie on your back. Have the strap next to you within reach. And you're going to start holding the back of your hamstrings under the knee. And you're going to exhale back. Inhale up. Lifting the chest. Exhale back. Inhale up. A few times just to prepare your back. Good. And then we'll put the hands behind us. You'll take your feet a little bit apart, and you're just going to start rocking your lower body side to side. This can help open up the hips and the waist, and it feels really good to the hips and thighs. Okay, then we'll bring our feet back hip width apart, and you're going to lie back all the way. And the first thing you're going to do is inhale your arms overhead, extending the body. Exhale down by the hips. Big stretch, arms overhead. Exhale back down by the hips. One more time in. Exhale, and then you're going to draw your left knee in close to your body so you get a nice separation between the hips and thighs, and begin circling this left ankle around. Big slow circles. Go in both directions. Breathing all the while. And then we're going to take this knee and rotate it a little over the body. Just whatever's comfortable to your back and your waist and hips. You'll keep looking straight up, trying to keep this back shoulder down as you breathe. Giving this knee support. Try to breathe deeply all the way into your belly so that the oxygen gets to the area that you're trying to stretch the most. In this case, it's the hips, but also the torso. Put that leg back down. Inhale the arms overhead again. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Pulling this knee in nice and close, and we'll circle this ankle. And as this knee comes into the body, you'll press that left knee down to the floor, getting that nice separation between the hips and thighs. And it can feel so good to do this outdoors in nature, where you can hear the birds and feel the breeze. Now take this knee and we'll rotate it over as far as you're comfortable. If that's here, that's okay. If you want to go further, you can. And then keep looking straight up or back away from the knee, trying to keep this shoulder down. You can also breathe just through your nose if you want to retain your body heat and your energy. Because sometimes when we're stretching, that can feel better. To stay warm. And then we'll come back. Then we're going to take the feet hip width maybe a little farther, arms out to a T. And again, we're going to rotate the knee sideways. This is for back rotation. Inhale up. Exhale up. Inhale, knees down to the floor. Exhale up. And then we're going to bring the feet together and push the knees apart to open up the inner thighs and the groin. Putting the feet together, Keep the shoulders relaxed as you breathe and hold this stretch. This is a favorite for a lot of people. Just opening up the hips. And then we'll bring the knees together, and you're going to circle your lower body around using the arms to guide those knees in as close as you can, and then go out as long as your arms are. Now we'll change directions and go the other way. Just continue breathing. Almost feels like a massage to your sacrum or low back. Then we'll place the feet down, and you're going to take your left foot and cross it over the knee, and we're going to draw this right knee into your chest, and as the right knee comes in, you'll push your left knee out with your elbow. And if your arms aren't long enough, you can take your strap around and use that to help hold this leg in. You want to hold this stretch a good amount of time, because this one gets 3 areas. It gets your hip, your glute, and your groin. And you can rock side to side, improving circulation and decreasing muscle tension. As you breathe into the abdomen to get that oxygen to go to the hip and the glute and the groin. This is one of my favorites. I call it the triple crown stretch. And then we'll hold. You want to make sure you stay over toward the right when you're holding the right leg to keep that stretch accurate in the left side. Then we can cross the legs all the way over, bring the knees in, and walk your hands out to get the piriformis muscle stretched, which is deep in the glutes. Deep breaths. This can be an optional addition because it can be a tough stretch for people if you don't have long arms or if you're real tight. And then we'll uncross and take the right ankle on the left knee, pushing this right knee away to open the hip. We'll bring up that left leg, and as the left knee comes into the body, you'll push the right knee out with your elbow and go towards your left this time. So you really get that stretch in the hip, the glute, and the groin inside the leg. And boy, you'll feel this one, especially if you've walked a lot or done any hills. And then we can rock side to side to improve that circulation. Deep breaths. And then we can cross all the way over, getting both of those knees. We'll walk the hands out as far as you're comfortable, and it's important to keep those knees in close to your torso and stomach. So right now, since we aren't able to really get massages, this is a great option because it really does feel good to the entire body when you're done. Very rejuvenating. And then we'll uncross, and we're going to take the feet wide, let both knees drop as close as they can to the floor, and look back over your left shoulder, letting this hip and thigh open up a little more with the feet apart. And then we'll switch. And since we had those hips closed up a little bit for the stretch, this can be a nice option after that stretch to just open things up. But it's important to keep the feet apart and look away from the direction the knees are going in, keeping those shoulders relaxed. And breathe. And then we can come back to center. And now I'm going to have you use your strap to get the hamstring. So we'll put your strap around your left foot first, and you're going to extend that left leg and pull right and left on your strap or tie to evert and laterally move the ankle to get those lower leg muscles, and then keep the ankle centered, and we'll bend a little and straighten, and bend and straighten, extending all the way down for a longer leg, and pull back up to your stretching point, keeping a micro bend in the knee, and extend again, going for a longer leg, and pull back up. And then let's do this laterally. So the leg will cross over your midline, and then it'll open out laterally and cross over and open, really warming and stretching through the hip area, which is so important for back care too. You don't want to have those hips tight. Okay, and then we'll cross over the midline and hold, pulling a little more on the right strap just to turn that foot in and get your IT band outside the side of this left leg. Whew, and when you feel that pull, it can really encourage you to breathe and send some oxygen to that tight area. You want to make sure that you can relax into the stretch though, because if it's tensing up, you're kind of counterproductive in your improving flexibility and relaxation and restoration. And then we'll open the legs, keeping the abs tight and the hips even. This knee will drop out a little and that leg will extend a little, so we get that stretch to a different part of the hamstring and hip, breathing all the while. And then we're going to come back to center and we'll switch the feet. And so repeating here, pull laterally right and left, inverting the foot. I always say inverting and everting just because it sounds opposite, but you just want to move that foot and ankle laterally to get those lower leg muscles stretched. And then keep it centered, and we'll bend the knee a little and straighten, bend and straighten, getting different parts of the hamstring. You'll get the belly behind the thigh when the knee is bent, and when the knee is straight, you'll get behind the knee where the hamstring inserts. And then we're going to do that laterally, going first vertically down, and pull back up to your stretching point where the hamstring says stop, extend and lower again, and pull back up. And if you have short arms, you're going to want a longer strap. This one's barely working for me, but it gives you so much assistance to hold a strap. That way your shoulders can stay relaxed. It's like an arm extender or a sling for the leg. We'll cross over, open, and then we'll hold, stretch and breathe. Pull on the left side of the strap to get that IT band outside the leg. This is a good one. And then we'll open the hips, and let's get the hips counterbalance with the knee, holding that strap in your right hand when you're doing the right leg. A couple breaths here, and then we'll come back to center, take the strap off, and I'm going to have you turn sideways, and you're going to rest your head on your bottom arm, bring this top foot up and draw the foot back to the buttocks to open up this front thigh and hip. You can squeeze your buttocks to really open up the hip. Make sure you keep the shoulder down, and just hold, stretch, and breathe. This one's a nice one too. And then release that leg. Take your top arm and slowly circle it around all the way, like a sideline arm circle, trying to be low and slow. One more time, letting gravity help you with the stretch to the upper body, and then relax. And then we'll repeat on the other side. So I'm going to come up, and you'll repeat on this side, holding the quad and doing the arm circle. Thank you so much.